There you go. Now. Cool. Okay, so I'm about to film Speaker's Corner. Let's see how this goes. But I don't want to circulate around. This is interesting, but I don't know. What time is it? Okay.
And also,
Oh, sorry. I don't know. Is that it? It's gone. Bit of a loner. And then fuck it. I don't want to go in there because they're crazy. We're not really supposed to be congregating like that. Oh, over there. Okay. See you last time, innit? What is it? Oh. Okay. Not especially. Maybe that was just a fluke. I don't know. Oh. All right.
No, you shouldn't. I hate to be like, you know, on you right now.
I know.
I'm
So,
like on your Henry.
it's anti-police, yeah? You don't like the police? You wouldn't join the police? Who rules the world? Probably China.
No.
Me.
No.
It's unknown though. I think it's there's someone who owns all the diamonds, isn't it? All the gold. I think it's a few families. What, Rockefeller? So who owns the world, man? You got the answer? The lizard people. David Icke was right all along, isn't it? I knew it was the lizards. Queen's going to reveal herself for the Platinum Jubilee now. It's already 70 years on the throne, man.
Have you heard of this?
Eh?
Have you heard of that?
Deep state.
But you've never heard of it.
What's that like when you go to a rave or something and you get really out of it, huh?
I joke about things like this.
I ain't joking, but if you ain't gonna laugh, she don't want to joke. You got any have you got any jokes?
No.
Oh dear, I don't know. You ain't got you don't know what a laugh and a joke and a smoke is?
Yeah, I don't smoke though.
So if you're going to take life seriously, really seriously, how are you going to get through it?
I agree with you. Laugh and have a joke.
You know, laughter's the best form of medicine, isn't it?
I agree. Yeah. But at the same time.
You're telling me to be serious.
At the same time, we're being fucking had, man. Where is it?
And what are you going to do about it, though, man?
What?
Woman.
Resist.
How are you going to resist?
Just not comply.
How are you not going to comply? You got to pay, are you paying your council tax?
Well, that's a different story.
You made me think exactly about bills. As soon as you said that, I went bills.
Bills.
Council tax.
I'm
So
not-
you want to resist that, yeah? You don't want to pay council tax. So live off the grid. So live off the grid. All of us should buy caravans and go off the grid. Get solar panel. Why not? Oh, so you ain't going to resist then?
I will.
How-
But most people won't.
So you ready for a zombie apocalypse or something? I'm just saying. What are you waiting for?
I'm not waiting for anyone. I'm depending on me.
All right. So what's deep state anyway? When you
No, I want you to look into it, Google it, go on YouTube.
is it anything to do with you?
No, not me personally. It's who's behind the governments, the world governments. They're shadow, they're puppets. Come on, you haven't.
But who is really behind politicians though? The rich, isn't it?
The rich, yeah. Well, that's
So whoever owns the land, yeah.
pretty much, yeah.
So the bourgeoisie. So you could argue that deep state is Prince Charles then, isn't it? He owns Cornwall, Prince William. He owns parts of Wales.
Well, they are part of it.
Yeah.
They're not taxed, are they? Do they pay tax?
Why'd you put Tommy Robinson?
I didn't put him. I wouldn't consider
Who the fuck put him up there?
well,
He only lives in Luton, man.
he doesn't rule the world. Come on.
I think he was trying to catch paedophiles or some shit. I was told not to give out information. He ended up going to prison or something, isn't it? This is more like the banks aren't really in charge. They're not in charge, but they're paying for good service, yeah, from the police, yeah. Is what you're saying? You know, like all the banks, yeah. If there's any problems with the banks,
Private, aren't they?
if you have any problems, if there's any problems with the bank, if you call up 911 or 999 or whatever and say
Yeah.
Halifax is being robbed,
Yeah.
they're dead within 30 seconds. You say that yourself. I'm being robbed. Oh, love, are you sure? Are you sure? I don't think you are.
Yeah, I know. But do you really think that Boris Johnson?
Jews, that's a bit anti-Semitic.
Yeah, I know.
Is that right?
Well, no, it's one of the scapegoat people. We've got to be very careful.
Oh, that's a conspiracy theory.
What, the Illuminati?
Yeah,
Hey, can
that's-
I get you to do something for 2 minutes?
That's like Scientology
Hold on,
style
I
now.
want you to do something for
Oh God, not.
Please. Google Joe Biden, New World Order. About 3 weeks ago.
You don't need to. I read David Icke.
No, this is.
I know all about the lizard people, man. All those sacrifices, baby. Did you see the David Icke documentary in Isle of Wight?
No.
He's gone to the reporter. I saw them, man. They were on that hill. As I'm telling you, let's go and see. Let's go. So they go up to the hill, and it's just like this derelict hill, and it's got this like little lump of tree. And he goes to the guy. It was there. It happened there. And the guy's gone. Okay. There's no blood or anything. They're very clever. They really clean it up. They clean it up. Yeah. Watch it. It's on YouTube. He said. It's just a David Icke conspiracies. It's millions of people have been watching it, but it's bullshit, yeah, because he's deluded.
Is it?
Yeah, it's got to be.
How is it got to be?
So what do you believe in then?
I don't know. My mind is open.
You believe in God?
Yes, I do.
No way, man. You can't even talk. I can't even have a proper conversation with you, man. After that. So you're telling. All right. So what's all right?
I just want you to do one thing. I've answered
You're not
you.
even an atheist. You're not even
I'm not an atheist.
you're not even someone who needs proof, right?
Well, proof is the beautiful earth.
Who said
Science is behind that. Come on.
Science isn't behind that?
The Big Bang. Their explanation. The Big Bang.
But you don't understand it though.
No, I don't want to.
It's beyond your comprehension.
And so
Beyond
is
my
God.
comprehension.
So
Beyond
is
everyone's
God.
comprehension,
So
apart from
is
Stephen
God.
Hawkins or someone.
So is God. I don't think. who's that?
Why do you need to believe in God?
I don't need to.
Why don't you just believe in the sun?
Well, yeah.
The sun god?
Well, no, they
Could have a sacrifice, I suppose.
See,
The Incas had sun gods in it, and they had the rain god, but they went a bit too far with all the sacrifices, all the child sacrifices and all that.
Please, Google George Biden. What do you say? Biden, Joe Biden, New World Order.
Why?
3 weeks ago. Because he gave the
Why?
speech.
What's the point?
He gave the speech.
Joe Biden was in there to just stop Donald Trump carrying on,
Yeah, no,
wasn't
but
he?
You know what he said? Well, this is the joke. If you want a joke, here's a joke from me. So Joe Biden gave a speech about 3 weeks ago. He said, the New World Order is here. Get prepared. And he said something about every...
They just had a shooting a couple of days ago. That weren't the speech I heard a couple of days ago.
Well, that was disgusting. Well, please Google him, because people laugh and they say, oh yeah, New World Order. Why did Sleepy Joe Biden say that? It's a new... Please do it now.
But how are you resisting, man? And how are you going to do anything about it, even if he was part of the New Order? Huh?
I haven't taken the
So
chance.
nor have I.
So I've resisted.
I haven't resisted. I've just been lazy.
No, I'm not being lazy. I'm adamant. I'm not going to take the
But you're not able to go anywhere, though. You're not able to travel now, isn't it?
Yeah, at least I'm alive.
Yeah,
I'm
but
alive.
a lot of people would say you're irresponsible, and I was irresponsible because because there's people who are vulnerable in it.
Like who? The
But I had a
elderly,
lot of
in their
youngsters.
80s.
I had a lot of youngsters telling me that, you know.
Youngsters, they're not vulnerable. They're
I said, you don't need to
as
take
strong
jabs
as
for me, man.
Next week.
Young people are strong, resilient.
No, they were saying that they were saying I've been out of order for not taking my jabs, innit? And I said, you know what? I went up there to get a jab, and the geezer with the security guards and all that were asking all my details and that. I thought, man, how do you know all my information, man?
Exactly. Well, this is part of the New World Order, and it's coming soon.
I don't know about New World Order.
I
think it's just corporation. It's corporation. It's corporation, yeah. It's like Facebook taking over, innit? Yeah, and McDonald's.
Like loyalty means nothing.
Can you Google Joe Biden when he gave that speech about the New World
But what does it prove? It don't prove he's a lizard.
Well, he looks like
It just proves that he's connected. He's probably getting money. He's an old man. He's an old man that's been in politics since his 20s or whatever. But Biden ain't new to politics. Biden's not new to politics.
I know he's been in it for
He's been in it for 50 years.
Exactly.
So he's been getting that anyway, and he's already been in trouble with the Ukraine already, and Russia, with his son doing business with the Russians, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he's trying to deny it. I've got nothing to do with my son's business affairs. I'm too busy fighting amnesia.
New York Times tried to suppress that information. They knew about that before the run-up to the election, and they tried to suppress it, and they did.
So you're the kind of person who believes that all politics is just a front.
Yes, I do. I think it's a damn front. I wouldn't trust any of it.
So before you became so resistant,
Yeah.
who were you voting for then?
Labour.
What, David Lammy? Are you?
Oh no, I can't stand him.
It's such.
And what's her name? Dawn.
So what do you think of?
Dawn.
What about
He said women are dinosaurs, didn't he?
women?
Yeah, he said
What do you
women
mean?
are dinosaurs. They want about
In what context?
in the context of transgender. He was saying that, you know, when Labour politicians were asked to define a woman, and they wouldn't, stupid bastards.
That was in the America, yeah. When the new, they did it over in America too, and the lady didn't want to answer it. Or so. Okay, so there's a gender crisis now. People don't know what they are.
No, we do. The
Well.
politicians don't. They're playing a game.
Yeah, they're playing a game of politics.
Stella Creasy, do you know Stella Creasy? Labour MP.
Not really. Where is she
I don't know, she's
holding?
in the Labour Party.
Not really. I'm not sure. I can't.
Yeah, but she's-
Teresa Villiers. I know Teresa Villiers because she's the one in our place, and David Lammy's down the road. And Lammy, good for a good bloke for a drink.
Have you had a drink with him?
Well, yeah, but not very forthcoming when it comes to rights.
Of course he's not.
It's like, and Teresa Villiers is even worse.
I don't
She
know.
was more worried about her security when I saw her. She was like, I see that you parked in the same place as last time. I go, what's that got to do with it? Are we going to talk about human rights or not?
They're not bothered about you.
You're trying. They're career politicians.
They all are though. They're all friends, I bet. They go into those.
Of course, they got the kids going to the same schools. It's an in club, isn't it? It's like an old boys network kind of thing. Yeah, you're right.
Comedian George Carlin, he said it's a big club and we ain't part of it.
Oh, the American.
Yeah.
Did he die, Carlin?
Yeah. I think
When did he
died
die?
about 10 years ago. I think.
Oh, did he? I didn't realise. Because he's still on YouTube, like going strong. I didn't realise he passed away. Obviously, Bill Hicks has, long time, innit? Like they say that the CIA killed him or something, I don't know. Because he kept on making references to Iraq, innit?
Well, you know, I mean, there's so much they have. I do believe they control the world.
So,
You joke
but
about David Icke, but I mean, the political stuff.
he is a joker, though.
Well, some things are
The lizard people,
I'm not
though.
bothered about the lizard people now. So
Proper V, you know. Remember V in the 80s? When, what was it, the leader, Deborah, what was her name, Debbie or something, she started eating that hamster and the guy just saw her, boy. You never watch Friday, what do you call it, Nightmare on Elm Street? Robert Englund.
yeah.
Remember Robert Englund was one of the, I was like,
Oh, I'm scared of those shows.
that was mid-80s. I'm getting back to the mid-80s, man. When Dallas and Dynasty were on.
Right, you're at the 80s. I'll give you something for you now.
From the 80s.
Yeah, what was the
Thatcher.
young ones? Remember the young ones?
Yeah.
Who was the one that died? What's his name? Ricky?
Rick Mail.
Yes. Did you
They've
know?
got like a little memorial down in Hammersmith, innit?
Yeah.
Where they
Sound
didn't
about
really
it.
shoot it down there, but they just had the,
But did
that's
you
where it
know
was filmed, the
his
intro.
Final film, right? His final film was called One by One. It was about conspiracy theories,
Okay.
right? And he was saying, you know, 9/11 and how the things came down. He was saying, he was debunking it, saying it must have been a bombing planned.
All right. What's your take on it then?
No idea, but I don't believe the official narrative.
You ain't seen what? You don't think there was? You didn't see any of the footage?
I didn't at the time because I found.
What, you
it
think
so
that was Hollywood?
depressing.
You thought 9/11 was Hollywood?
No, what I'm saying is, what he was saying. No, there's
That's why I come to Speaker's Corner, man.
I don't think it was Hollywood.
How
but
many?
then-
You haven't watched any footage of it?
I have seen.
You ain't seen people throwing themselves out of buildings? That's all Hollywood. Tom Cruise.
No, of course not. It's tragic.
All right. So what happened then?
I don't
What's the
know,
reason for
but
that?
I don't believe the official narrative. But what I'm saying, to get back to Rick Mail, he demonstrated. You know that game of I don't know what it's called, with like wooden blocks on top of each other.
Tekken.
Is that what it's called? Where you've got it each person.
Yeah,
has
you
to put in-
remove it and then it
He
collapses.
did something like that in the film.
Well, you're saying that the building was made like that, was it?
No, he's
Bad
saying-
architectures.
Come on, he's saying that it couldn't have come from the outside. That a bomb must have been planted on the inside and detonated. And no.
But they saw the planes going in, no? 747. Did they? What? All right. So what's the?
No, but hold
So why
on.
did they kill 6,000 people then?
Did you know that in the World Trade Center there was some commercial businesses or something? Now we're getting back to the rich, wealthy people. Who
So why did they
benefited
wipe out these people then?
to start 9/11 and the war on terrorism? It was their
You reckon?
excuse.
What? Killing innocent people?
Yeah, they're psychopaths. Come on. They're psychopaths. They started. Have you read George
What's the?
Orwell?
Yeah. What's the?
1984.
More than 1984. What about the Animal Farm?
Exactly. So you.
No, that's
said-
communism.
Yeah, 1980.
That's not what happened.
What? No, he's saying perpetual war.
You're talking about Marxism, yeah? In the Animal Farm.
Well, I didn't really read that one. It's 1984.
Well, 1984 is just like the Soviet Union at the time, yeah, because he knew all about it and he had to change all the varies, yeah, or he would have got into trouble. I think he had spies over there, yeah.
No, that was Animal Farm.
No, it was
No, 1984.
George Orwell was writing about the communist CCCP
Yeah.
back in the 30s, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the 20s and 30s, and about collectivization
Yeah.
and and Lenin's. Well, Lenin died very young, didn't he? And so did Trotsky was murdered, yeah,
Yeah,
by Stalin.
probably, I
So he's talking about Stalin, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's saying it was going to.
And he's talking about everything about Animal Farm is about the rise of Stalin, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And 1984 is living in the potential Gulag
Said
era.
that's where we're heading, didn't
No,
he?
we're not
Said-
heading that way, man. I don't see the police coming in. Man, you want to go to China if you want that. Have you been to China?
That's true, but that's what
You ever
they
been to
want.
China?
No. Have you?
They've got new laws in China now.
No,
They've
it's
got
frightening.
these new
Committing suicide because of the.
they've got these new law. Well, yeah, that and that as well. But they've got these new laws where they're watching you right from above. They got the photograph identity. Digital ID, biometric or whatever, and they're saying, okay, she's been a good person today. Has she dropped any litter? Has she dropped any litter?
They want to bring in.
And they can trace it back to where you were walking to see what you were doing. And people are in your neighbourhood, just like Stalin's era, the communist era, where they write down what you're doing.
Yeah.
And the lady says it's great. She sticks fines through. She has a quota, because they used to have a quota in the Soviet Union as well.
Yeah.
For how many? Well, that was even worse because it was how many people terminated and taken away at 3 o'clock in the morning. But she had a quota for how many fines she was going to get out of the neighbourhood. Oh, there was a lady the other day. Luckily, she had some chewing gum. She put it on a tree. I had to say, I was so happy. I was like, flipping hell, love,
Well,
because
that's
she
what
got
they
a
want to
quota.
introduce here.
What happens if she doesn't get a quota?
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what they want to introduce here. You know they're trying
They're
to
not
bring in-
introducing that here, but
introducing
is
digital ID.
no. This is what they're introducing here because of the
That's
Sarah F.
No, any woman who
It's
doesn't like
not.
that.
You could be arrested.
Do you know any woman who
No.
doesn't like that?
Even during the lockdown, you weren't allowed to be on speaker's corner. You weren't allowed to say nothing unless you're on a bike. There's a rule in it. They got a rule. There's no staring in public anymore. You can't stare intrusively.
This is why I
What else? You're not allowed to wear. Men are not allowed to be half naked or whatever it is now. Yeah. You're not allowed. All of these laws have come in because of that Sarah Everard murder,
Just because of
and
that.
Cressida Dick hasn't resigned.
I thought she had.
No,
got
she.
sacked.
Where is she now?
God knows. But I
She
wouldn't
got a payout. Yeah, she just got a payout.
She got a what?
She got a big payout, nearly £1 million. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the
From
thing is,
Sadiq,
some
but he
of
tried to
them
block
also-
it. Sadiq Khan tried to block it. Yeah.
They're all bastards as well.
And now they've brought in the Velez. You know the Velez?
No.
The ultra low emission
Oh,
zone for the
yeah.
cars. So now all the poor people who can't afford electric cars are getting screwed. So they're moving out of the capital.
This is the Great Reset. Tell me you've never heard of that.
Russell Brand. I saw it on Russell Brand's show,
Russell
innit?
Brand.
Yeah.
He brought a book out. Klaus
But it's
Schwab.
not Russell Brand though. There's like 50 people working with him, man. Like behind the scenes doing research, innit? And that, yeah. Like he was right about Bill Gates. He was right about Bill Gates buying up all the land.
Of course he is, and he's
and
right
trying
about
to-
Klaus Schwab. You go into the shop, what's it called?
And he's not political.
What's that shop? The main shop. I can't even remember what it's called now.
What's that?
The main booksellers in London.
Waterstones.
You go in there and ask for Klaus Schwab's The Great Reset.
Yeah.
Read it.
That's a theory though.
It's a
An
thing,
economic
but that's what
theory.
he does, and he wants to bring it into fruition here. His friends, have you seen?
We got some money back on the energy though. I think he gave us $650
Do
each.
you know what he said in
That's
one
all right.
interview, Klaus Schwab? He said, we have penetrated the government.
Is that a German accent?
Yeah, because he's German.
Very good. Very good. They are. Wunderbaden.
Well, you know.
Yes.
So he said that...
Nazi-esque.
No, but he said we've penetrated the world government. He said some of our new recruits where we trained up, what's his name, Justin Trudeau. President
Trudeau,
Macron,
yeah.
President Macron, Angela Merkel then, years ago. He said we've penetrated the world government. He's telling you.
With what?
With his people, his
With his
leaders.
influence, you mean?
Yeah, well,
With
they
his
want to
pressure groups, innit?
Well, they're president.
But you need to. Are you?
they're gonna
But what corp?
implement-
Yeah.
all this great reset, the digital idea.
But if there was going to be a reset, they'd get rid of all the petroleum. They'd only have nuclear power stations now. Everything would be electric, wouldn't it? They wouldn't have any time for
well,
gas.
they're heading for that.
They have
They
to.
want.
Well, they have to with the war in Ukraine now, isn't it?
Even that was.
What was that all about?
That's part of it as well. It's only.
Yeah. Well, inevitably, if you follow the money, innit?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're halfway there, but you're resistant. You
I'm not
either
resistant.
go, well,
I'm off the grid. I'm getting a camper van. I'm out of here. I'm off the grid. I've had enough of. For example, I was with a woman. I had a child with her. We had a house, and then one day the police told me I had to get out of my house.
eh?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Why?
They just said she was complaining, and then she said, "Oh, you were shouting." I said, "Yes." So we're having an argument. You have to leave. So I left. Then she took out a restraining order,
Oh, no.
and then I lost my house.
Oh.
So a £500,000 house, and I've been chasing it ever since. And that's not right, is it?
Because it's not right. It's right.
So I go to the bank,
Toxic.
go into the bank, and I said it's in my name, and it's on my deed, and I thought I could get it sorted out within a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And they said to me that we don't care who's paying it. They didn't say it like that, but that's what they meant, yeah?
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't admit that I've actually got half of the house in my name, yeah? And half of the mortgage in my name.
Yeah.
So no sympathy, nothing.
No, 'cause they
Just
wouldn't-
corporation, isn't it? Yeah, Santander. So then she did the same thing with my daughter. Just took her through the system, tried to make out false allegations, crying at every turn. I just had enough of it.
I don't blame you.
I just
Get to see your daughter.
today's my daughter's birthday, and here I am talking to you because of this shit system.
Oh, that's bad.
Like one time I come down to just take my daughter out when she was quite young.
Yeah.
She was like, I didn't want to go to the nursery for that particular day. I just wanted to go somewhere else.
Yeah, yeah.
So I said, I'll call the police then and sort this out, because I thought the police were, you know, objective.
No, they're not. No,
So I went. They came down. They're so young as well, innit? Like this kid, this like little black kid who was like flipping 21 or something, and the girl looked like she'd just done A levels, just finished her A levels or some shit, and they're coming in like. They've gone into her and she's pretending to cry or whatever. She's just putting on an act as you do, and then they're telling me to stand outside in the fucking cold. I was like, are you for real?
I know.
Like, don't get angry, sir. You shouting at us. I was like, well, yeah.
I know. Why you
So next thing I know, they're like telling me what to do. So I thought, yeah, exactly. They're empowering the wrong people, yeah.
No, exactly.
Empowering the police. Why are we empowering the fucking police?
I know. That's why you have to, you know, resist.
Why are we giving police extra powers?
Watch that film with Rick Mayo. You know Rick Mayo,
Yeah.
intelligent man. He went to Sheffield.
He weren't that intelligent the way he died.
Well, his wife.
Should have wore a helmet.
His wife reckons they bumped him off because of the film. What he was
He
doing.
fell off. She bought him a trike, innit?
I thought he had a heart
A
attack.
quad.
No, he had a heart attack.
I thought he had a quad accident and then he had a heart attack.
Yeah, well, he had a heart attack afterwards.
Well, he would have, innit? Because
Yeah, but they're
he
not
was stuck
looking at
underneath a
this.
quad.
No,
He didn't have a helmet, I heard.
No,
She shouldn't have bought that for him.
No, the heart attack. He was out jogging apparently.
Okay, yeah.
But she reckons that he was bumped off.
Oh, he had an accident on the quad years before, innit?
Yeah, years
Yeah,
before.
you're right.
His wife
You're right. It was
and
a heart attack. Yeah,
The
yeah.
wife and friends reckon he was bumped off because of the film he made. Because when he made that film,
Yeah.
one by one, right? When it was due to be released.
So they gave him a heart attack.
They can do things like that. Haven't you ever seen?
The Russians have nerve gas.
Well, they can
They've been
do
bumping.
something
They've been
for
bumping. You
distance.
can just touch something and it just gets into your stream, innit?
Exactly.
I heard about
All
that.
kinds
What's
of
it called?
things.
Nova something.
No, yeah, I know the one. Yeah. Because of
Yeah,
that.
the guy who got killed in Yosushi, Liechtenstein, the journalist
Yeah,
got
yeah,
murdered that way,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Where they put radiation in his food, plutonium or
They
something
can
like
cause
that.
you to have a heart attack. I don't know. God knows how they do it, but they can.
It's possible. It's possible if you can inject someone there, innit? With what do you call it? Sulfuric, maybe a dilution of what do you call it? Cyanide, innit? Cyanide. You can inject someone like that.
At a distance. Well, that's what she
Potassium
believes.
chloride would kill someone.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what she believes because of what he said. And he said they
I
were going
don't
to
think
bring-
so, man. He's harmless, isn't he?
That's what she's-
He's not that intelligent, man. He's all right. He's a lovey, a bit of a lovey.
Not about whether he's intelligent or not.
He never.
It's
He's
about
not.
what
He's
he
not political
feels.
though.
You look like the fella, his friend, Ade Munson.
Even with all this shit on.
Yeah.
Fuck you know. I don't know where you got that from. Definitely.
Resemble him.
Just yeah. I'm not. I don't resemble him for his money, or his fame, or his wealth, or his charisma.
But think of it, it doesn't matter, it's irrelevant whether Rick Mail is intelligent or not, that's irrelevant. The thing is, it's what he revealed in the film. There was that.
So it was a cover-up.
Well, she
What did he reveal?
Well, there was
Did you watch?
that-
How? Is that on YouTube then?
You can get it on YouTube. It hasn't been taken down, thank God. They wouldn't distribute it. And then 3 months after he filmed it, he's dead.
It was a documentary,
No, it's a film. but
like
it
a
was
Louis
a film.
Theroux or something.
Nah, it was
Oh.
a real film with a plot.
But what did he uncover?
Well, he was.
Oh, it was
he
it was
saying-
fictitious.
Yeah, but he was named, you know, the
Lizard
name.
people.
No, he didn't get it there. You don't have to believe in them. I don't. You know, they want us to do.
You
So they can denounce
can't be a
us.
follower of David Icke if you don't believe in the lizard people,
I
man.
don't believe in them. What's the point of believing
It's
in
like
them?
David Icke is like when David Icke was on Wogan. Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
And he said, "I'm the son of man" and all
It's a
that.
distraction. man.
Wogan's. Well, I don't know, man. Wogan was a little bit too arrogant there, because the
Yeah,
BBC.
So
The
he
B-
asking me about the film one by one.
Yeah.
So he mentioned that about that wooden thing where you take the pieces out. He cited that. You'd have to watch that and you'd understand what he says. But you've got to bear in mind, in New York, there's a bunch of lawyers and architects. They're
Yeah.
called Architects and Lawyers Against the Official Narrative
Yeah.
of the 9/11. And they, because they're engineers and architects.
Did you hear the Joan Rivers joke?
The who?
The Joan Rivers joke.
No, about what?
She was on the stage, right? She got a lot of bad press about it.
Yeah.
And she goes, "You know that 9/11? Those widows are millionaires now."
Well, they are millionaires because they
And
make
they all,
money.
yeah, well, they
Well,
were
the
all
insurance.
the blokes are insured.
Exactly. That's one of the reasons.
There's photographs of them running into the building when it's collapsing and all this shit. Like all this heroics, man. What for?
It's a load of, but I don't.
And now the police are getting into trouble in America in that shooting, innit, for not going into the building in time.
Why not? That's an
And you see the conference, the press conference. They were telling the guy to shut up.
A load of bollocks. Think of it. In America, they've got the NRA.
They got guns.
Yeah, but they're saying. So Joe Biden, they're all saying, don't own a gun because this is what happens. People get shot. They go.
No, they're
crazy.
thinking of tooling up the teachers now.
Yeah,
And the
it's
geezers
an own
only not doing it if they're not trained properly.
It's an own goal because now, let's face it, if the police are going to stand by and let your children be shot,
They are.
and you're not being,
They're going to
you're not
protect
armed,
themselves. That's what these police do.
What?
They won't get involved in nothing unless unless there's 20 of them there with a gun.
Well, there was about 19.
They're
of
just
them
children.
there. They didn't do anything.
Look at the age of these police officers. The average age is like 21. They don't know what the hell they're doing.
Of course they don't. And
They wouldn't be able to sort out nothing.
They can't, and that's why
What can they?
employ them. You know they've dumbed everything down.
They're like children that they can be easily manipulated and told what to do without questioning things, isn't it? It's the same as universities in our country as well. You can't even question the academics anymore.
Because they've gone.
Oh, woke! We're woke now.
But they are woke.
Oh, microaggression. It's like I said, I was in uni doing a nursing course, yeah, and the woman, all right, there's a lot of black people on my course, so what? So what, man? So the woman's coming to me, she's been there a long time, and she goes, yeah, it's Black History Month, so you have to just, and there's lots of, and I said, yeah, be lovely, What's that, Gaz? It will be lovely, Teach, if we could have an Irish History Month to remember what Cromwell did to us with the Oh my God!
What did you do? Report you?
I was in a fucking meeting in no time with the nurse course leader. I filmed it, man. I couldn't believe it. What this woman was telling me. She's going, you can't talk like that. That's a microaggression. We're going to have to consider your place here now, I'm afraid. I nearly got chucked out over it.
I hate woke. I hate woke.
Woke.
Bastards. That's what I'm resisting.
What else did they do?
Wokesters.
You couldn't do anything with these people because they don't want old people to teach, because they want to mould. There's more satisfaction in changing someone's minds in the way they think, yeah? So the LGBTA kind of groups and that, I'd be better off just telling them I was part of that. I'd be better off saying I had a sex change and then be like, oh, welcome aboard, oh, have a seat, oh my God, me too. Me too as well, yeah, me too as well. I'm up for that. 27 years isn't. He's going to get a load of bollocks in fucking jail. And what about Epstein and Prince Andrew? What's that all about? You see the Queen? Did you see the way the Queen reacted? Pay her off, pay her off. Andrew, stop holding my hand. Didn't you see when he was trying to do? He was still trying to be a duke. She was like, and then she's got up and she's feeling a bit shaky, and he's grabbed her. And she's gone, oh my God, Charles, fuck, mother.
Now come on, this is
It's so shit. The royal family is just joke now, isn't it? You got Prince Harry and Meghan, who's like, fuck you, we're going to America. Where's my money, Dad? He gave him 330 million and told him never again. Him and William ganging up on him. Dad, my God, he's just selling us out for Hello Magazine.
See, look, you're halfway there.
It is
You just
human,
need
man.
to probe
What do
a
you
bit
mean I'm
more.
halfway there?
Well, you can see it's all a load of shit.
I'm not staying here. Are you crazy? The women here are out of their minds. Have you seen? I'm not being funny. You're a woman, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Have you seen professional women here? Have you seen, for example, have you seen women police officers, for example?
Lesbos.
I don't know what they are, Bose, but you can't get into the police force if you're a man unless you're, I don't know. It's up to them.
Whatever they identify as.
I don't want to put a downer on this place, but it's become so totalitarian.
Of course it has.
And people are so like just seeing black and white as well.
But they've been led there. What's it called? The slow march through the institutions.
Who did you believe in before? You must have had a hero, Jimmy Savile.
Oh you're joking.
Don't
See,
lie,
Jimmy
don't lie.
Savile.
Before you knew though.
Before I knew.
I used to like Jimmy
I
Savile.
used to like the show.
You know,
What's
yeah.
Original Fix
I used to
It?
like that. Like when he's
Before I
helping the
knew.
kid who's like a spastic and all that, or a dyslexic.
Before
You
I
can't-
knew, but now.
Now I hear that he's been going
many
to.
more?
He's been going to those nursery homes and what was it? Those.
going
What's
with
that place he went to? The place with the
Stoke Mandeville.
Stoke Mandeville, yeah.
Of course
He was a resident porter and all that. Like, he had his own little room.
Corpses. That's why I heard he went with corpses. He's not the only
Necrophiliac.
one. Yeah.
That's not bad. So it's already. They ain't gonna know, are they? That's just disrespectful. It's just disrespectful,
You're
though.
a comedian. You're probably, what's his name, who I said earlier, Aid.
He ain't even funny in real life, though. Aid Edmondson.
Aid-
Not
well,
really. He's
Aid-
funny as an actor. He's not really funny. I've listened to him, man. He's brilliant in Blackadder and Young Ones and all that. His bottom is amazing, but not. I wouldn't say he was naturally funny to talk to because.
Do you hear?
But he's very intelligent. They're all intelligent, man.
Oh, yeah, well.
Nigel Planner was my favourite, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Neil,
Yeah. The thing is.
the dippy hippie.
But the thing is, you need to research more, that's all. Go deeper.
Research more. What for? What's in it for me?
What's in it for you?
Nothing.
The truth.
Don't need the truth. I already know the truth. Don't hang around here, or you'll be swallowed up. That you think these lot are going to let you have your own house? You think they're going to let you? You think when you can't work anymore, you think they're going to look after you? No, they're not.
Of course they're not. They're getting
They're going to throw you away. You see what they do with the people when they got the big houses. The old lady who's lost their husband, when she's in her 70s and that, just before she loses her mind, she signs everything away, and then she goes into it, gets shoved into an old people's home, and they just take it over and rent it out. I've seen it all happen.
It's all by design. Oh, this is by design.
Yeah.
It's all by design. It's not random. It's not.
Do you have grandchildren or children? No children.
Do you? No.
Yeah, I've got a daughter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but grandchildren.
I can't see my daughter. I will have a granddaughter hopefully in a few years if she's not a lesbian. But then she'll probably do what do you call it? She'll probably do a Madonna and have a kid in every country or something.
Oh my God.
She wants to be like Lady Gaga. That's one of her ambitions.
Oh, no. Oh, it's a nightmare.
Daddy, don't embarrass me.
Oh God.
I'm not supposed to be born. I'm supposed to come out of a shell. You know, all this kind of.
So how old is she now?
She's 9 today,
No, oh, sorry.
which is tragic.
Just it is.
Every time I talk to her, it's like I'm being monitored by her mother for no reason. Because her mother doesn't. I don't know. Her mother's completely. She's an academic, isn't it? She's She's a university. Yeah, of course she's woke. She's like a vanguard of the feminist movement. Oh man, and being Jewish as well is a bit dodgy. I should never have gone out with a Jewish woman.
No, don't say that.
What, are you Jewish?
No.
You know, I have to say it because I didn't realise what was coming. I didn't realise that she was just using me as a sperm donor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really. Yeah, what do you mean? It's true. Where's my daughter?
I know.
Why aren't we still a
How long
family?
were you with that though?
How long was I with her?
Yeah, married. Any-
Not Matt. Well, that's another thing. Should getting married to her might have made it worse. They say it's better because the woman believes in it more, but I think it was a good job I wasn't married to her because I had property on the side and she would have taken it.
Sounds a nightmare what you're going through.
It is a nightmare. It's a dystopian.
It is
It's a dystopian nightmare, just like a George Orwellian situation.
That's what he predicted though. What was the last sentence in
Who else?
1984? Aldous Huxley. With H.G. Wells.
There was someone else. There was someone else I was reading. I was just reading someone the other day who was predicting this future. Ted Kaczynski.
Who?
Ted Kaczynski,
Rings a vague bell.
the Unabomber. The Unabomber. Don't you know the Unabomber?
Vaguely. In
He
America.
killed like 3 people. Yeah. He was a professor, a mathematician.
Yeah.
Have you read his memoirs before he died? Before he got put into
The UN bomber or whatever.
just universities and airports bomber.
Vaguely aware.
He killed a few people with like letter bombs. Three people in the 80s or something. Why? Because he's just sick of like you. He's resisting, isn't it? He lived in the.
They overwhelmed.
Yeah, he just went mad, didn't it? He just went nuts. Obviously, you don't kill indiscriminately, do you?
No.
Like if you really want to kill, you're a terrorist. Why don't you just go for the president then, or go for someone who's difficult to kill? Why are you killing anyone?
I know.
Like going in anywhere and just killing anyone. You're killing your own people.
Exactly.
I mean, how many of the terrorists do you kill that are part of the same religion and part of the same place? And it's just
Nuts, but it's all designed that way. Well, you can still be positive about it, believe it or
well, that was a good memoir actually, Ted
Was it?
Kaczynski. Yeah,
not. Ted,
it's on YouTube. The whole it's 4 hours long. It's like an essay. I'll show you. Maybe I.
Be careful how much I take in per day.
Have you got a smartphone?
No, you're joking. Just an ordinary.
Oh, because you don't want them watching you.
Well, no, I use what do you call it? The internet.
What, in the library or something?
Yeah,
Is it?
just a free, 'cause I don't know.
Do you live local?
Well, I've got to watch it 'cause you
I
could
live
do
quite
it
far. I
for
live up North London, but I'm moving out of London now.
Gonna move out of London.
Definitely.
I've contemplated.
Sick of
that.
it, man.
Huh?
I'm
Sick of it.
I'm totally.
Don't forget, it's everywhere you go, but it might be less tense than London. Please Google Joe Biden and the New World
I
Order.
believe you, man.
No, but if you listen to
We're
it,
going on
you'll
about
think-
that. So
you'll
this is
think,
Ted
"Oh, God."
Kaczynski, yeah.
That's Joe Rogan, isn't
So
it?
that's just. But
Is
this
that
is But he's got a memoir, yeah.
Oh,
It's-
that
this
Ted
one.
Kaczynski. I've
It's
never
really.
heard of him.
It's if you want to write it down, it's up to you. But
Well, I'll remember the name. Ted
it's
Kaczynski.
kind of
And what's it,
Polish.
the
I think it's
UN bomber?
Polish. Huh?
UN bomber.
He's he was a professor of Columbia, I think it was,
And he studied
and he just mathematics.
Well, please
engineering.
type in Joe Biden, New World Order.
Um,
This will give you something to laugh at.
Joe Biden, New World Order. What am I going to find? A lizard?
Well, could be. Now,
Better
you
find some baby sacrifices.
know, well, to be honest, all that.
Little
that
black
goes
babies,
on.
little black babies. Oh
Well,
yes.
white babies, any babies, they're not.
Chinese are better.
bothered. Well, yeah.
Actually, how about some Mexicans?
Anything. They're not
Trump will be
bothered.
on for that. What this?
Come up.
Okay, in business you mean?
I don't know. Let's have a look.
But that's just a catchphrase, isn't it? New World Order.
No, you can't play a game. 1 minute it's called a conspiracy theory. See what he says. Hear him.
It's only 41 seconds.
No, it's not. It's longer than that. It lasts about 3 minutes.
3 minutes. This one.
Um,
The New World Order.
yeah, try and listen to it. Then
Sure.
you'll hear what he's saying. Looks like an advert there. What's the volume on?
I can put it on. Where
So
the
if you
fuck
hear
is-
it, you'll think, oh my
I've got it on the. They got into my ears.
No, that's not Joe Biden.
I know, but where is he then? Okay, he's not on there, but it says he's on there. Alright, wait a minute. Maybe.
So if you hear him say that, and George
This
H.
one.
Bush said it. Is that the one?
I don't know. It says New World Order.
No, that just says the Progressive Democrats.
No, it said New World Order at the bottom.
No, it's the one that he did about 3 weeks ago. Now that says Democratic World Order.
Okay.
We're looking for New World Order specifically.
Okay. Well, I don't know. What am I going to find anyway? Just
It's what he says. He's warning you. He says, I can't quote him now.
this one.
Yeah.
What about corporations?
Now he's telling you that every few years,
Yeah.
thousands or millions of people die.
Yeah, they
and we're
do.
going through that now. Yeah, but what
Of heart attacks. 1 million people a year die of heart attacks. So what's he on about then? COVID?
He said New World Order. We're ushering in a New World Order.
We always are. Every generation's a New World Order.
Yeah, but don't forget, how often are people like me who say the New World Order, I've been accused of being a conspiracy theorist.
You are.
He's saying
You
it.
are.
But he's saying it. He's using
You are definitely a No. It's just fact.
conspiracy. All governments are conspiracies because
God is a conspiracy theory.
Well, anything could be a conspiracy theory in a way.
No, not anything.
I was gonna, oh,
You're not a conspiracy theory.
No, I'm not.
No, you're a person.
Of course I am.
This machine is not a conspiracy theory, is it?
See, you haven't
It's actually
got-
working, it's working.
I've got to go now.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
further down.
So where are you going now? You're going to Washington DC and
Look, all I want is peace and freedom.
you're not going to get peace in this world. It's a struggle, it's a fight.
I agree with you, but I don't want.
But you're not living off the grid.
Well, like you said, you you want to get out of London, I'm
I don't want to pay
contemplating
council
that.
tax to these people. I don't want to pay for these police
Well, I
because
don't-
they're ridiculous. It's criminalisation everywhere now.
It's that by design. Check out Clutch.
By design, you keep saying by design.
Deliberately. It's not an accident.
Of course it isn't. People are
This is
pushing
man-made.
lobbying for policies all the time.
Yeah, but if you went down the rabbit hole and researched it, you might come out the other end thinking,
What am I going to find down this rabbit hole?
Well, why don't you be curious?
About what? I am curious.
What's going on in the world and who's
Lots of
behind
bad
it
things.
all?
That,
Exactly, who's
I'm not
behind it?
really. I'm going
Who's
to
be-
ruin my
Have you heard of
day.
The Council on Foreign Relations, controlled by psychopaths.
How do you feel? What's your example of being controlled personally?
Well, all these rules they've brought in that don't make
Give me a
any
rule that you've
sense.
been caught out on then.
The Coronavirus Act.
Okay, did you get a penalty for that?
No, but could have done. I was sitting with my friend one day in the
Yeah.
station on the bench, and the police came up and said, "Oh, you two can't sit
So you
next
ain't
to
got a
each
problem
other."
with Boris Johnson having the party then?
Yeah, I don't like politicians. I don't trust them.
But you ain't got a problem with that. That's
Yeah.
not. Oh,
I don't like politicians. I don't believe in that system anymore. We need a new system.
what system do we need though?
I don't
What can
know.
we? Someone has to lead though, surely.
Everything's localised, small.
Yeah, that's
no
an idea.
presidents, no prime ministers.
Keys.
No hierarchy.
No-
Small and local.
no military?
No, I think you
Can we get rid of nuclear bombs? Trident?
I don't know.
We're about to get nuked by Putin, so maybe we might have to keep those. But I know what you mean by I know what you mean by decentralising. That's a good idea.
Decentralising, that's the word.
But there's no community. There's no community anymore.
I know, buy it again.
This is your community, the smartphone.
Well, you
I don't
know,
talk to no one in my block,
Of course not.
and when I do talk to them, they're like, "Urgh."
Years ago, I bet you spoke
There was
to
a guy.
villagers.
I don't remember. Since I moved into this block, it's really opened my eyes to how shit.
Of course not.
Yeah?
Exactly what happened.
It's
When I was
it's.
growing up, it would be. Hello, how are you?
There was a lady downstairs that I was living over, and you know, like, I don't know if you live in a flat, you know, like, you're gonna make noise inevitably, innit?
Yeah.
Above someone, it's just one of those things. It goes with it, unless you buy soundproofing or you buy good carpet or whatever. Yeah, if you want to have a party, people running around, you got kids, you got a dog, whatever, it's gonna make noise. So the woman's like telling me not to make a noise, right?
It's hard.
And I'm like, I'm trying to sort of like be reasonable. I say, alright, I'll do my best. Take my shoes off, whatever. I don't know, just be nice.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the washing machine, I turned on the washing machine, it was making a noise. You know, like
Yeah, it will.
the pipes are,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
eventually they, so she sent me another note and she said like, oh, she doesn't come
What
up,
time did you put it
she
on?
doesn't come up and introduce herself.
Yeah.
She's sending me bloody stupid love letters, yeah, those silly little notes. So she's saying you've got to like sort out your pipes. And then she's not speaking to me. She's got this. She's just sending notes, you know, in the letterbox.
Gonna help,
So I'm
is it?
thinking this is totally
Mad.
mad. I've only just
What
moved
time
in.
did you have it on those?
Just normal time,
What
1
time?
o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's just nothing.
Oh, that's nothing.
Not in the
Oh,
morning
you
or
said 1
nothing.
o'clock in the morning.
No, but this is the problem with living in London, yeah.
It's noisy.
So then she thought, now this is the problem when you're desensitized from socialization, when you're not socializing properly, when you're not communicating, it becomes very scary,
course
right?
it
Because
does,
what
yeah,
happens
yeah.
then, I woke up just after Christmas then, and I looked at my windows, and say this is my window,
Yeah.
and it was all scratched around the side, yeah?
Oh my god.
And I went, yeah, it was on the second floor, right? I thought,
Ah.
I was like, fucking hell, how did that happen?
What,
I
really?
checked the other window. No, someone had just scratched it with a knife or whatever, I don't know. And I didn't put her
Yeah, yeah.
and this together because I thought, she wouldn't do that. She's not stupid. She was in her 30s or whatever. Like, she wouldn't. I don't think she could have done that. This must be the window cleaner maybe. I don't know what's going on, man. My windows were those old pane ones, you know, all the windows, and they're all scratched up, man. I was like, wow, man, someone scratched up all the windows. Then I got into my car, and all my car windows were scratched as well.
Oh, no, that's
And then there was these weird guys that were like looking at me, and I was like, and then it was like, what the fuck is going on here? And I'd only just moved in, right?
Oh, Jesus.
So then I had a situation. I called the police and all that, and then it just made things
It makes
worse
things of course it
because
does.
they're shit and they don't want to know, and then you're just a pig informer, then a snitch or whatever.
Oh, no.
So I left it. I just left it, and it was just like, fuck. I was like, shit, man.
That's bad.
This fucking bird has just trashed my fucking gear and I can't do nothing. And she got into my car as well and she scratched my... Just got her family or someone to do it. Her dad, I saw her dad doing it once because he was scratching the windows. I didn't want to go out because...
Oh no leave.
because all you're going to do is escalate. Well, yeah, but the thing is, that woke me up. It was like, shit, people do shit like that in London, you know. They don't do that anywhere else. And another guy, these kind of Arab, Iranian or something, Middle Eastern. I don't know what kind of culture these people have, man. It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. So you can't come up and have a chat. You can't. I said to her, come up and have a chat. I said, my door's always open. You come for a coffee and just discuss this shit, yeah. I said, I was like, wow, man, this is just completely unbelievable.
No,
Have you ever considered moving? I said, for your wages, I am not paying your wages for that. You just come. I said to the police officer, the lady, and whoever. I said, you come here. I'll let you in. I'll go out. I'll turn on the washing machine, and whoever comes up now and scratches those windows, you go and arrest them. We can't do that. We're not designed for that. That's not our jobs. I said, what is your job?
it's nothing, is it? They don't do anything.
It's just
anymore.
crazy, man.
They just drink coffee and tea, and they don't do.
They didn't even want to do that. So at least it'd be like an arrest. So what happened was it just continued anyway. I joined the gym and she was in the gym. She was like one of the receptionist windows now anyway. This is years ago. And she ain't done anything since. But I can't get a car. I can't bring my daughter over. You know what I mean? It causes all sorts of shit at the end of it. And it sounds. I'll tell you this, right? I told my doctor, and he's gone to the Isle of Man.
What do you mean?
I reckon it was my story that made him leave.
Oh, he's left.
I told him my story. My doctor, Dr. Foster, right? I said this happened and that happened, and he was like, I saw his face. He was like going grey, because he doesn't want to live in a place like that either. The only thing that stopped me leaving earlier was just money, because I don't think people want to live here really. What amongst arseholes? And then there was another guy on the other side. This block is full of stupid people. Imagine like a stairwell. And it kind of gets a bit smelly sometimes because people cook curry, and it gets a bit stagnant as well because you need fresh air circulation.
Yeah.
So it started opening the windows, right? They got like louvers that open, and just opened it a bit, and then all of a sudden this guy's leaving notes that not to open up the windows. And I said, who the fuck is this? And I realised it was the cab driver who lived on the opposite side. He wasn't underneath me or anything. I don't normally talk to him, but he's been quite insidiously aggressive, like he's called passive aggressive, you know. You get this kind of shit for no reason, yeah, in London, yeah, because people are just racist and they're culturists and they're in white devil. It's like that. They got this anti other. They say that this is a multicultural society. It's not, man. It's not integrated. That's easy for your rich white man who's an employer, like, to say that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or your politician like Boris Johnson, who's in part of the flipping clique. Nah. So he broke the fucking window. Right, it was open, and then he smashed it. He broke the windows all back, and then the wind. You know, it was windy in last October. It just blew the whole thing out. It went all over the staircase. Went down to him. I said, "Shit, are you going to clean it up then?" And then he starts yelling and shouting at me like, oh, what the fuck?
That kind of thing. Look at the state.
So he's going on about reporting me. For what? You're the one who's a dick. So you can't. I don't want to live with people anymore. I don't want to live in London anymore. I don't want to tolerate all of this nonsense,
It's
man.
mainly concentrated here.
But do you see what I'm saying now? You don't have to do nothing, and people are just full of shit.
I know.
The guy coming to me telling me about a bloody window that's open.
That's why I was researching all the alternative views and ideas.
But you can't live in a place where people are acting like that. You see, that's just unacceptable, and they don't even see it as unacceptable.
No, that's their normal.
That's not normal,
So
man.
the best thing to do
That's
is
not normal.
plan it.
Problem. What have I
What
done?
you've got to do then is work out what you really want, and then go for it. Don't waste time with it.
Yeah, I'm going to have I'm just getting a camper van and
Camper van's actually a good idea.
just going out. I was going to get a longboat, but I just changed my mind. But I'm going to go out to Wales and see how the people are there. I can't stand people who don't. If you don't say good morning, man, what is wrong with you, man? You're obviously an idiot, isn't it?
It's everything.
So I think that's a symptom of living in London and the pressures of living in London. People just explode, and then they think that's okay. So it's like someone having a bad day at the office, coming back to the wife, like, and and I don't think that's right.
Well, there was something about cities, living in cities is not good in the countryside, weren't we? We had our
Yeah,
last
before the
space.
Industrial Revolution,
Yeah, before the Industrial Revolution.
like
Then we came
1700s,
into the city.
1800s, isn't it?
1800s.
Yeah, when it started, yeah.
So then we were forced into the city, built up, living so close to other people. To me, that's not natural.
No,
I don't want to hear someone go to the toilet.
that's true actually,
I
yeah.
don't think it's natural, and it's not healthy. Someone like me,
Hearing doors shut in, you can hear people talking through the wall. Like, there was no soundproofing in my place.
You can't soundproof these places.
Well, you can, but it costs money,
I've
innit?
lived in a place and we had soundproofing. Council came out, did all the floors. You're talking about that much fluff.
But
Because they were,
they'll pick on you because you're alone.
of course
And then if they see a couple of kids playing football downstairs, they'll say, "Oh, it's all right, let them make noise." It's this kind of selective as well,
It
yeah.
is selective. It's do your head in it. To me,
It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable behaviour. I've never seen anything like it. I've never been in this situation before. Only until I bought this place, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's hell.
And I came from a house.
That's what I mean. If you live in a house,
You don't have to put up with shit like that.
You don't have to put up with shit. But council in flats, you've had
No,
it.
you never.
There's
It's
no
it's
such thing as a
finished.
lovely flat, because you can always hear your neighbours, and they're always
Better off.
close.
It's better off just buying a bit of land out far now, out in Wales or
You know,
Scotland.
one of the plans is to get everyone out of the countryside
Yeah.
and put them in the city. More so.
I think most people are leaving now because they're working offline, innit? Like people who are lucky enough to work for
they
computer
want
companies.
the countryside for themselves.
Yeah.
You know, did you read in the paper the other day that the government's paying farmers not to farm?
Yeah.
They want them to stop farming because they want to buy the land and they want to get all of us. All
That's
of
in
us-
India, isn't it? I
No,
think Bill
England.
Gates in England as well.
That's the plan. You read the Great Reset.
Yeah, they're trying to corporatise the farms.
Well, it's
They've
more
been
than
trying to
that.
do that a long time with
It's
Tesco
not
and that,
just
isn't
They
it?
don't want you to eat meat. It's vegan.
Oh, okay, maybe.
No, there's no maybe about it. If you listen to Klaus Schwab or read his book.
But that's not gonna. That's not official though. That's just an idea.
It's semi-official because how in recent years, where you go down to supermarkets and it's vegan, plant-based,
Yeah.
vegan, it's in the vegan place. They
Yeah.
want to get rid of domestic animals and farms. Last week they were paying off, saying we're going to pay off farmers, get them to retire, take the land for them, for the wealthy. They want to
They've already got the land. They're just paying rent on it.
Yeah, but they don't want anyone living on it.
The Prince of Wales, he owns Cornwall on receipts. Well, from leasing the land from the farmers, isn't it?
Yeah, but what they want to do this
Not from the
time
farm.
is-
The farmers are paying a leasehold, isn't it?
Yeah, but they don't want to plant any crops or I don't know. It's dystopian. It's dystopian their plan. This
I'm
is
more
a-
worried about the robots, man. I'm worried about artificial intelligence. They're already. I mean,
They're advanced on all that.
Elon Musk is. I don't like his car, man. It's automatic. It drives itself.
You go on YouTube about the robots and
The Boston Electronics,
I don't know. Have you seen the dog?
the ones that they're sending into combat.
Yeah, the dog.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I don't know, but
Because
they're
he
going
needs
to
he
use
needs
it on us.
robots to be put on Mars.
Well,
Yeah,
they're going to use it on Earth. They're gonna use
they
it
might
on
become
Earth.
new police officers, isn't it?
That's what they've been saying.
Yeah.
Did you ever see RoboCop?
Of course.
Well, they say they've developed
20
them,
seconds.
But they haven't
What? Not.
RoboCops?
Oh, you mean like Ed 209s? You mean?
I don't know.
Not RoboCop because he was a cop that was killed.
Well, it's an
He's
artificial
cybergenetic, innit? He's half man, half
Well, I don't
half
just know
robot.
anymore. I don't know anymore, but it's a robot. Like
a fully robotized cybernetic, not cybernetic,
Well,
but
if you have a look on YouTube, you'll
artificial
see the-
intelligent,
Yeah, robot.
Robot.
Type thing, but
I don't
with
think-
artificial intelligence. Well,
isn't it?
yeah, but they're bringing
Ah,
it
girlfriend!
on.
Hello,
what-
little teenager.
They're
Yes.
bringing on
Hello.
They've got that.
My
dog.
name's Suki.
Come on, they're bringing them. They're bringing them. It's a dystopian.
Yeah, of course they're
situation
bringing them.
That's going to.
You heard Elon Musk. He said that you can't stop the future. You can't put a
Yeah.
bridle on technology. You can put a bridle on everything else.
Well,
You can't put laws on things like that. You have to sort of make new laws, isn't it?
the man-made laws, though, and it's taken by rich.
They won't be man-made laws soon enough. There'll be computer laws.
You know Carl Sagan, the scientist. Remember him?
He's dead.
I know he is. But I was. Only
He's an
today-
astronomer.
astronomer today, he said something about how this was in the 1980s. He said the future is frightening because if the nutter, crazy scientists,
They already have many times over.
yeah, no, but if they really become advanced with technology,
They already have. They already built nuclear power stations
No, he's on about.
and nuclear bombs as well.
Well, they let them off, didn't they? Nagasaki and.
But they did it to stop the war.
So they said.
Well, and that's not what happened in the Soviet Union. They actually blew up themselves, didn't they? Lake over there that's got really high radiation levels
Still got the radiation.
in Siberia somewhere. Yeah.
Of course. Look, the crazy scientist.
But-
His hands on.
But that's a
technology.
cliche.
It is a cliche.
Takes a crazy scientist to make a breakthrough, doesn't it?
Yeah, but there's
You
other
should be
scientists-
embracing it. Where do you think you got your plastic from, eh? Where'd you get your nylon from,
All
eh?
these
That was from a mad scientist.
But all these sci-fi, H.G. Wells, all of them, Philip K. Dick,
Yeah.
all of them are predicting this dystopian future.
But of course there's going to be a dystopian future. Why not?
Of course.
Inevitably, it's inevitable. It's inevitable that there's going to be a central control system that will control everything eventually. Obviously,
But why is
a supercomputer or whatever.
Yeah,
What?
I've heard of that.
That's already algorithms are part of that. And
Why was it inevitable?
of course it's inevitable. The technology's just getting better and better, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
20 years ago you couldn't get a mobile phone.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
What were you using? One of those little Nokias?
I've still got one of those. That's all I use.
I remember when the first mobile phone that actually was going well. There used to be a block in it that you could buy, big massive block that you could have for a car. Then there used to be a Mercury in it, Mercury 1-to-1. That came out about 95, 94, like that. So, but that wasn't a computer phone. The computer phone only came in obviously with the iPhone and the Nokias, the high-end Nokias and that. Yeah.
But the thing is, so you're saying it's inevitable. Okay.
Of course, it's inevitable.
I know the progress and all that, but it's not always a positive. It's not a positive thing, though. Always.
Not for you, and not for
always.
me,
the
not for
person
him, not for him,
Control.
because you're going to lose your jobs.
I know.
Because they're just
That's
whatever
why they're
job
bringing in
you have,
universal-
they're just going to get more and more sophisticated computers to do it.
What Klaus Schwab said, the Great Reset, they're going to bring in universal basic income. What you said about China, the social credit system.
They're going to try and con you out of a job and out of a life and say that just have some leisure.
You know what's going on now?
Get yourself a robot maid.
You know, well,
Forget the Filipina. Never get sick.
Filipino. You know, in Jamaica and Italy now, they're rolling out the digital ID, no cash.
Yeah.
Jamaica and Italy, from what I read.
What do you mean? Like
No,
contactless? You mean?
Yeah, contactless.
Completely contactless off the bank?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
No cash.
Well, that was to do with COVID. That was an excuse with COVID, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's what they want to bring
If
in.
you really want totalitarianism and dystopia, just go to China.
Well, that's what they're going to bring in.
It's not that far. Go to Shanghai for a
You
week.
don't believe it's going to come here?
It is here.
Yeah, but it's going to get worse.
It's going to get much worse.
Oh, you want it now?
Yeah,
Oh, you didn't believe
yeah.
in it all.
I think-
It's a conspiracy theorist.
It's not a conspiracy. It's inevitable that it's going to get worse.
That was a conspiracy
I mean, look at Boris Johnson. He's a liar, isn't it? Yeah, he's still in charge. Priti Patel's a liar. She's still in charge.
Of course. And Keir Starmer.
Keir Starmer, I don't know about
Well,
his.
he was going around without a mask and drinking and eating.
I don't know about it. He's only a shadow. He's only a shadow secretary, innit, or a shadow prime minister.
Johnson to the hilt. He wanted a harsher lockdown.
I don't know why they're going on about this Partygate crap when it was just a few sandwiches, and a bit of beer. It's
I'll
just,
tell you why. Do you know
just
what?
bullshit.
I bet you're not aware of this next bit. I'll tell you.
Probably not.
Pfizer.
Huh?
Pfizer.
Pfizer, the people who did the vaccination.
Vaccine.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
They produced a 80,000-page document.
There's a
Hold on.
Pfizer place in Surrey.
Yeah, well, you know,
Yeah.
the ones who did the vax, 80,000-page document full of data about how many people died of their jab,
Yeah.
the adverse reactions, etc.
Yeah, they had people who volunteered, didn't it?
Yes, right, but hold
Yeah.
on. So, 80,000-page document detailing deaths, adverse reactions.
Yeah.
They wouldn't release the data. In America, there were lawyers and scientists and doctors who said, we want to see your data. Pfizer said no. So these people in America said, right, we're going to take you to court. And they reached the Supreme
Okay.
Court
Yeah.
and they won.
All right.
But guess what? So, and this was only a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So they've released it to the public. Nobody wants to fucking know.
Yeah.
And according to these lawyers,
Well,
scientists, etc.,
I'm going to
they
go and
said
see.
it's bad.
I'm going to see what else is going on. But you
Okay,
you take
look,
care of yourself,
hold
yeah.
on, hold on. So
Uh-huh.
they said the results are bad.
Just check out Ted Kaczynski, right?
Yeah, you check out Friday.
All right, I will. Thanks. Bloody hell, man! Just do my head in. Just gasping about nothing. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing. Let's go down here. No. I was looking for someone, isn't it? Not sure. I don't know. All they want to do is talk about crap. Fucking hell, man.